Hello friends, happy Monday. Welcome back in the Golden Tee Lounge. Kevin Lindsay here. It is time to take a look at this week's Monday Mix-Up. This is hole number 5 of Sparkling Waters. Sparkling, for those of you that may be newer to Golden Tee, a 2015 course. Yes, we are finally going back farther and farther every couple of weeks with the daily contest to throw some new life in there. Look at that. Perfect start to the game. Just a little missed putt from me, which is not really that surprising, let's be honest. But Sparkling Waters, Rocky Hollow, I believe Desert Valley, a handful of other courses that are longtime favorites of everybody here. I swear if this goes in, I'm going to be really pissed. Oh, good, it missed. But that would be nothing better than a typical Kevin Lindsay. Misses a putt, misses a shot, and then holes out the next one. But these are some of my favorite years of courses. Rocky Hollow is a major favorite of mine. Sparkling Waters is a fun one. Can be challenging, so if you are new or newer to Golden Tee, this is always a fun course to go back and play against your buddies in on invites, or like times like this, make sure you get out there and play this course when it is part of the daily contest or events mode, etc. That was hole 1. Now we take a look at hole 17. This one, even when it's been Monday Mix-Up before, very rarely do you see this hole early on. Couple of different options here. You can go over here to the left, or you can try to hit it out here to the right, or just go straight. It's a tough par 5, but it really depends on your comfort level. I always like to go over here to the right. You got to make sure you get it out far enough left that you get around those trees, but still give it a good enough hop that you can get here on the fairway. This one, because of the wind, we're just going to go ahead and pull this back and hit it out to the right a little bit. You have a left 9 with a down 4 slope, so this ball is definitely going to blow to the left. Now that is going to end up on the fringe, which actually is perfect for me because I want to just take as much of that green slope, the left and the down, out of it and just hit that right into the cup with my 5 hybrid. Moving on to number 5, this is hole 13, a par 3 that with some of the farther back tee boxes can really create some trouble for a few players. You could probably hit an 8-wood here. You have to be careful to get around those trees. You may even be able to hit a 5 hybrid, which is what we're going to hit. Because you have a down 5 slope and an 8-mile-an-hour wind also blowing out, look at that. That is just about perfect. GoldenTee.com/locations to find a 2021 or PGA Tour game near you. Get out there and play as many times as you want before the end of the day to get your potentially get a score up there and a part of that prize pool. Hole 6 here. This is normally number 8. This is a pretty large tee box area here. You can go around to the left. You got to be careful of that wind. You can stay here and go around to the right. In certain aspects, not this one, you may actually be able to high tee it over. For the sake of avoiding the trees, you can also low tee a 0 hybrid or a low lofted driver. But all we're going to do is we're going to high tee a 5-wood. I want to get out there enough to avoid those trees with that 9-mile-an-hour wind to the right and still leave myself with a decent enough putt here. Moving on to number 7, this is realistically hole number 3 here. Probably one of the more challenging par 3s, I would say, to start off around. He says as he almost holes it out, but Golden Tee gods are not on my side this morning, so I will take those GSPs without a problem. Hole number 8 here is hole 14, another sort of difficult par 4 that is drivable. In certain setups, you can go around the left here. Doesn't give you a lot of room to work with the green. Thankfully for us, the wind is blowing 11 miles an hour to the left. I would say probably about the 8 o'clock there. So what we can do is we can go ahead and shoot it around the right-hand side here. it's tricky. You can do a high T 5 wood, or you could just do a regular 3 wood. The problem with the 3 wood, as you'll notice here, you just have to hit it a little bit softer because you want to get as much of a bounce there as you can. I actually hit it too soft, which usually your bigger problem on this hole is overshooting the green, especially when trying to softly hit a 3 wood. But I'm sure you will see a handful of really good shots going on throughout the day with that hole in mind. And off to number 9, we have hole 16, the final par 3 of the round typically, but here is a nice little cap to the first 9 holes of Sparkling Waters. $11 after, not necessarily the score you want, but I guess things could be worse. Number 10 here is actually hole 18. This is an interesting one if you're in the farther back box. That 10-mile-an-hour wind in your face is actually going to be a blessing in disguise, because this way you can take a 3 wood or a 10.5 degree driver, hit that hard, and that wind will push things back a bit. And so what we're going to do here, we're using grabbers. I'm going to go ahead and just hit a 10.5 degree driver. I'm going to come in from the left to the right. Hopefully, well, I hit that a little bit too far to the left since that wind is blowing straight back. Not going to help me as much getting closer to the cup. And when it's a left 11, you just throw it out to the right for your putt and hope and pray that it drops in there. Just like that, it is. All right, hole 11 is par 3. This is number 10. We're going to put a little bit of release on this. No pullback. We're just going to push this right into the hole. Nope, just kidding. A little bit too far to the right. But that's one of the reasons why I love having the 5 hybrid in my bag. Not only is it good chipping tool for me, but on shots like that, where I want to keep that ball low to the ground and just let it roll using the green slope, that is always a good one. Hole 12 is a little bit trickier than it looks. You want to high tee your driver there. You got to be careful with some of those other tee boxes. It is really tough to get in there and have a legitimate shot at eagle on this hole. We are going to be extremely happy that this is the setup here for today's contest, because pretty easy with a solid C3 hit of the trackball to get it on the fairway, and a pretty solid pin to probably run at that and try to get a double eagle. Hole 13, this is typically number 2, the first drivable par 4 of the round. This one's a little bit interesting because it's actually the farther right box, so you can go left to right here. You can potentially just go over. What I like to do, though, I'm just going to move my tee over. I'm going to use the 10.5 degree driver, and I'm just going to go right to left here and let the wind take the ball from there. And look at that. Long eagle putts on drivable par 4s do not do well for me apparently, but that's okay. It is just a preview. Hole 14, probably one of the more straightforward, simple holes you will see here. Just a regular par 4, nothing drivable about it. Hit it out to the green, or excuse me, hit it out to the fairway. This is another hole that I really like to just take the 5 hybrid or the 3 hybrid and make a nice little run for the hole. You've got a lot of green to work with. Very unlikely that you push it too far. But that is why I use release instead of roll, because if you put roll on there, you're going to end up hitting that maybe a little bit too hard, and then you're chipping out of the sand for birdie. Hole 15. This is an intriguing one because this is typically hole number 9. The par 5. All you want to do here is get it as far as you can out on the fairway without getting stopped by the trees. You're still going to have an interesting approach shot here. You can go left to right depending on the wind here. I'm going to go right to left because of that wind, and as long as it catches, well, it's stuck there. I guess I should be happy because there is a good chance, if you hit that short, that it just falls back right into the water. Couldn't do my typical 5 hybrid chip there because I was actually stuck kind of in between the fringe and the rough, so that ball pops up no matter what you do there. Hole 16, another regular, straightforward par 4 that is typically hole number 11 here. Nice thing about this is you could just throw a 6-iron. I've got super spin, so it's going to come back pretty quick. No shot points, but that's all right. And then hole number 17 is hole number 4. This is an interesting par 4. What I always like to do here is a 3-wood or a 10.5 degree driver high tee. You can also go around to this little drop spot there. It's not usually the best. We are pretty far back, so you have to be careful. You also have to be careful to not hit it too hard since we are later in the game. We have a 13-mile-an-hour wind. I'm coming out of the rough here, so I'm just going to hit it with soft 5-wood with a little bit of release to kind of give it the distance that I would get if I was coming straight off of the fairway. And then hole 18, number 6, another par 5 here. This is one of the longer par 5s. Highly recommend that you just do a little A.5 out to the 1. You want to get as far down there as possible to take those trees out of the equation, and then you're going to have to do some wind finessing here, which is okay. That was actually probably the best shot of the game. The perfect way to end our Monday mix-up here on Sparkling Waters, GoldenTee.com/locations to find a game near you and play today. Make sure you're checking out Golden Tee's social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more for 2022 previews, teases, more trailers coming this week. And we'll see you guys next time.